because we're going to have a great interview today with my guest, Mr. Glen Green. Very nice to have
Thank you.
I am going to start out letting you tell me about this fabulous product that you have, and then I really want to talk about your story, because your story is really, it has impacted me. We spoke about it earlier here at Business Over Coffee, and I really want people to hear this story. I think it's going to be very impactful to others, and it's a journey.
Yes.
Really is what it is. It's
Yes.
a journey. Tell me about your products.
Well, our main product really is not a product. What we promote most is a 90-day challenge, because what we are talking about is a lifestyle. Now, part of that challenge are the products you see here before us. The main staple, of course, is our protein shake, which we use as a meal replacement to help lose weight. We also use it as a supplement for nutrition, as well as to building muscle. So it's not just about losing weight, but it's also about building muscle and getting the proper nutrition as well. The black bag you see is our new product, which just came out, which, as we talked about earlier, is our shake and a flake. It's got 5 proteins in it. It's especially for breakfast, although I have a problem resisting it, so I eat it pretty much all day long. But it is really good. I mean, it's got some add-ins that have some additional health advantages to it. But that's really the main products. The challenge is built around 5 kits, which have different purposes. Anywhere from just standard nutrition, a supplement, all the way to people like Hulk Hogan use it to build muscle and really bulk up. So that's where I am. I'm not Hulk Hogan yet, but I am using it to add lean muscle to my body. So
Awesome. Now, you said that's where you are now, because, and this is Body by Vi.
correct.
With the 90-day challenge, is that correct?
Yes.
Body by Vi. And I'm going to let you give us all the information about how we can contact and get more information about Body by Vi in just a few minutes. But I want to touch on what you just said. You said that's where I am now. So you shared with me earlier about your journey. Can you please just start from the beginning? I don't want you to leave anything out, because it's an amazing journey and it's going to bless others. Share with me.
All right. Well, it started probably back in the early 2000s. The doctor came to me and told me, I went just in for a regular checkup, and with the normal blood test and the results came back, she looked at me and scratched square in the face and said, if you don't do something right away, you're going to die.
Wow.
My cholesterol was way off the charts. I mean, it was, I can't even remember the levels now, but
But you know it was too much.
It was way too much.
Yes,
I mean,
way too much.
my triglycerides
Yes.
were so high they couldn't even measure them, which was really detrimental from what she told me. So it scared me.
Yes.
So I went through a phase there where I started getting healthy and exercising, and I lost, at that time, probably around 30 pounds or so. Got down to a reasonable weight, and had that healthy lifestyle, but life got busy. And I changed jobs, started traveling around the country, started eating out again, lost my exercise regimen, and I put all but 10 pounds of it back on. So, and I probably stayed that way, I'd say, probably for about another 2 or 3 years. Went to the doctor again for another checkup, and that same doctor told me the same thing again. Says, if you don't make a change right away, you're going to be dead in a couple of years, so we need to talk about changing your lifestyle. Of course, they put me on some medications and things for high cholesterol. It wasn't quite as high as it was originally, but it was up there where they were concerned. At that time, my cholesterol was around 278 or so. The triglycerides were up really high as well. My good cholesterol was low. My bad cholesterol was high, which, as you know, are not good things. So basically, we found out about the Body by Vi 90-Day Challenge from a couple of friends on Facebook who were posting about how they were feeling and how they were losing weight, and we saw them just continually shrinking. So my wife called the couple and asked about it, and found out what they were doing. Well, before they even got off the phone, I think she had signed up, and we were promoters, and we had products on their way. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Of course, I was the normal skeptic at the time because we had, done things, and there were a lot of things out there, and I fought it tooth and nail at first. I mean, it took me a month before I think she started it in April, and I didn't actually start or try the shake until around May, which is what the pictures are there.
Yes, Glenn has showed me a picture, and I know that afterwards our live audience can take a look at this, and virtual audience, this picture is amazing. It is an amazing transformation. Brenda, he's looking good.
I know.
His wife is sitting in our audience today. We're going to take a couple questions because I know that several people want to hear about your journey and about the product. So, question.
What did you find the most difficult to keep your discipline? What was your specific trigger that was difficult for you to keep out of your regime?
Well, at first, I think it was just the commitment to myself to stay healthy. After backsliding, if you will, back into an unhealthy lifestyle, it was very easy just to sit on the couch and let life go as it may. What I finally had to do was to change my brain and get my mind thinking correctly to where I knew I had to make a change or I was going to die, and I was going to leave my wife a widow, and my grandchildren. Of course, they weren't around at the time, but knowing that we were going to have grandchildren and my children and so forth,
Yes.
I just finally had to make a conscious effort to commit to the routine of not only changing my lifestyle by eating healthy, but also exercising regularly as well. So it was probably
So-
more the mental aspect.
So, two things. Your mind, your body, and your spirit all had to agree on this
Yes.
to make a lifestyle change. And that's a whole nother interview that we could get over
Yeah.
into that. I mean, that's beautiful. And then the second thing, you mentioned children. So we have one more question from the audience. And then I want you just to touch on children because obesity in children is a big issue in our world today.
Yes.
So, question.
It's kind of more of a comment. You're really ringing true there me about that, having to make that decision on getting healthy, on being healthy. It's something I've struggled with since the kids were born. And, because we're from Tennessee, from Mississippi, we grew up eating and learning, and your habits were formed early about what you eat. So, it is a conscious decision that you have to make to change everything about it, because it's just not one thing. It's not drinking one thing. It's not eating one thing. It's not doing the exercise. It's the whole ball of wax. And I know that I talk about this in one of my blogs, because it's kind of been a bone of contention in my family. Some people saying, you need to do this, you need to do this. The thing is, the decision to make that moment to make that decision has to be found in here. It's not from an external source.
Yes.
Right.
So I believe what you were saying is that you just really had that mental moment that you said, I have to do this. And I believe what I heard you say was you thought about the future.
Yes.
You thought about grandchildren. You thought about how this was going to affect them. So I'm sure that's what I hear her asking, and that's what I really heard you answering was my future.
Yes.
And really, you didn't think about self so much. You thought about the children, and that's what we're talking about, children. And these products are well for them. I know we're running out of time, but please quickly tell me, can we help our children
Yes.
with this product, Body by Vi?
Yes, children obesity is way out of control. Right now, statistics say that this is the first generation that will not live as long as their parents. So there's a generation of children out there that have inherited our bad habits of fast food because of both parents working and things
Yes.
like. There's a whole lot of reasons, but
Yes.
this product, the shake especially, is or can be given to children 4 years and older.
Beautiful.
Matter of fact, our two grandchildren actually are 3 years old right now, and my daughter actually gives them a scoop and kind of splits it in half and gives them. And every time I'm there, that's what Pawpaw does is he makes some shakes, so when I go to make my shake, they ask me for a shake, and we have a shake together, so.
Pawpaw, you are looking amazing, and you have an amazing story, and I'm excited to know that your grandchildren are getting to enjoy you being healthy, and I'm sure you're gonna teach them a very healthy lifestyle, starting one child at a time, you
Yes.
know, so that's awesome. Thank you for being with us today.
you.
And thank you for sharing your story here at Business Over Coffee, where we're bringing everyone together with connections, collaboration, exposure, and business.
Don't stop it, don't stop it. We need your contact information.
Please.
Yes, our contact information, our website is www.globalforce.bodybyvi.com. My personal phone number is 417-766-2559, and you can reach us at our email address, which is globalforce